Welcome to the Laker Advantage podcast, Insights and Sidebars with Dr. B. Well, we're in October, the school year is well underway, and we've got a lot of exciting things going on, Dr. Josh Bullock.
We do have a lot of exciting things, Kyle. The weather's beautiful. How do you not like this gorgeous fall weather? But today we're going to talk about something really exciting for students. We're going to talk about student life at Lakeland College.
Absolutely. We have a very special guest with us today, Lisa Shumard-Shelton, head of student life, student government, a whole bunch of stuff around campus. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Lisa.
Okay, well, hi, everyone. My name is Lisa Shumard-Shelton, and I'm the Director of Student Life, and I'm excited to talk about all the fun, free activities we have here coming up at Lakeland.
All right, so what is it that you do specifically here at Lakeland?
So we do a lot of different things here in student life, but I think the overall thing that we do is we help students feel like they belong at Lakeland College. And student life is one way to help students notice how much that they belong here, but we do that by doing fun activities. Usually they are on Wednesdays at 11 during our activity period, but not always. We do have some other times too. And we try to invite them in to get something for free. But then in the meantime, they can sit and talk to their peers, they can network with staff, and they can take home a little goodie. But again, hopefully along the way, they realize that they are a huge part of Lakeland College and they belong here.
And what kind of activities could they expect when they come here to Lakeland?
We do all sorts of fun things. At Lakeland College, a long-standing tradition is what we call the activity period. And it has been around almost, I think, since the dawn of time of Lakeland College, essentially. And it is, again, typically Wednesdays from 11 to 1. We do not schedule classes at that time so that students can take part in the college experience since we are mainly a commuter campus. And we have a wonderful group of students called the Student Activity Board that manages the budget and the programming and everything for those activities. And they decide what we do. But some examples of what we do might be take and make crafts. So today we had what was called air plants and rock painting, and you got a little plant and a little rock that you decorated. And next week we're taking part in the transfer fair, so students can come and they can do that, and they can get some free popcorn and some other goodies from us in the meantime. And then just some other things that we have coming up is free pizza, along with meeting with an academic advisor to just check and make sure that you're ready to get registered. We have our huge Halloween blowout coming up this month, which is one of their biggest events in the year. It's called Club or Treat, and all the clubs set up and give out candy. And yeah, so just lots and lots of great things going on.
How are activities like this important for a student's time here at Lakeland College?
One of the things, I think Lisa touched on it, student activities bring a sense of belonging for students. It makes them feel that they're part of the Lakeland College family. I think it's a misnomer for many individuals when they think about community colleges, since many of us are commuter schools. Students come in, they go to class, they don't reside here, they reside elsewhere, is that there's no student life, there's no student activity. It's not like a four-year institution. You know, I think that's a very large misnomer. There is so much to do on campuses for students to meet friends, to get engaged, to participate in areas that fit who they are in their program of interest. So they might want to get involved with Student Government Association through Student Life, or the Navigator News, or be involved, as Lisa mentioned, on the Student Activity Board to help plan fun events, or being involved in academic or fun clubs on campus. They may have a club that's related to their occupational field, like an automotive student might participate in the automotive club, or a student might want to be in the Swiftie Club if they're a fan of Taylor Swift. There are so many things on campus that are there for students to make connections, not just with each other, but with the faculty and staff on campus as well. So we really try to promote that Lakeland College is a vibrant educational institution where students will have an equal experience to what they would at a four-year institution of having opportunities to be engaged on campus.
And you mentioned that you're in charge, Lisa, you're in charge of the student government as well. What does that look like for a student?
So the student government is the official group of students that represent the student body at Lakeland College. And so they work as a liaison between the school administration and the students. And they intake information from students about maybe some things that students would like to see happening at Lakeland College, or maybe it is a concern. And they intake that information and then they pass it along to the administration. And for example, the Student Government Association met with Dr. Bullock just today, even, and we had a nice little chat about a couple different things. And the Student Government Association is also a group that oftentimes Lakeland College employees or committees come to and ask for student feedback on, say, maybe we're looking at getting a new software system that students would be using. And those groups oftentimes ask to meet with students. And so the Student Government Association is that group that they might start with to receive some feedback. So yeah, they're a busy group, a busy working group, but they also like to have a lot of fun too. So.
And Josh, what is it like working with these students?
I love working with the students because I think the students are generally not bashful sharing their perspective, which is what we want to hear. Unlike other types of educational institutions, as a community college, our sole purpose is providing a good quality education for our students. So the more that they're willing to truly share how their experience is on campus, the good and the bad, the better it is for us to continue to create an experience that is not only good for them academically, but good for them socially and creating that sense of belonging. So one of the best parts of my job is being able to work with students and hear their perspectives and hear the energy and the excitement they have, not only for their program area or the field of study they're going into, but as Lisa mentioned, for all the activities that happen on campus. And there's nothing better than just before a student activity period on Wednesdays, I have students approaching me and asking me if I'll be attending their activity, whether it's building a stuffed bear or hearing a speaker, or we might have a comedian or dueling pianos, whatever it may be. It's fun to go over there and just be with the students and join in their excitement.
And Lisa, what benefits could a student gain by participating in student government?
Yeah. So there are many benefits in being involved in student government and student life as a whole. And so I think some tangible things that I could tell you are we do have student scholarships for the students that are involved in student life. They are eligible to receive a scholarship for the work and dedication that they give to the college all year long. We have exclusive merchandise that they receive to support their different programs, so they can wear those. We go on field trips and do other things. There's networking advantages. Again, they kind of get they get a very individualized advisement or maybe meeting. Oftentimes they might be able to reach out to Dr. Bullock to receive a reference letter, for example, because they've had that chance to meet him on a little bit more, personal level. And so they feel comfortable doing that. So while all of those things are huge advantages to a student, again, I think it just goes back to, at the end of the day, they are doing it because they're building relationships and they're building a feeling and a sense of just home and belonging here at Lakeland. And that is why most students, I think that's the benefit that most students get out of this is more than not tangible things, I guess.
And what's the future look like for student government and student life?
Well, we're really excited about the future. I will say this year there has just been, I think, some additional excitement in the air. And I know COVID's been over for a while, but I just think, it has been a long road with lots of baby steps the last few years to get back into what we might have been before that. But it just, this year we have had more students at events than we have had since before COVID. Definitely, I think there's definitely there is a want for students to be face to face here, and many students are taking online classes or maybe hybrid classes along with face to face classes. But they are able to use the student life activities as a way to be here and be face-to-face with other students because they do want that, sense of being around some other people, even if they are in online classes that fit their schedule. And so I do think that it's, the future is very bright, and we're looking forward to all the programming that we have coming up in the next couple weeks and months. I will also just add, because I alluded to it, but we are not just on Wednesdays at 11. We go to the West Building specifically one time per semester, so that's coming up yet. This semester we'll go there in November and do an event. We go to the Cluthe Center in Effingham one time a month and do events to reach those students as well. And for students that might not ever be on campus or able to attend any of those events, we always just have a way that they can possibly do a little something. I mean, such as we had the SGA voting recently. So if they show proof of their voting and they email us, we send them a goodie that we were giving out that day. But also if they don't even do those things and they just email us and they would like a little goodie pack because they're never able to come to our events, we do send those as well. So we just really try to reach as many students as we can.
I'm also aware that you are an acclaimed author as well, and
Very renowned.
and you have a new book to promote. What do you got? What do you got over there, Lisa?
Well, thank you for giving the chance to talk about this. But so we have two books that star Laker Louie, our mascot. And the first one from about a year ago was called High Fives for Laker Louie. And we just worked on a second one called Cheers for Laker Louie. And they are both available in the Lakeland College bookstore, the Laker Nest. And if you go online, you can order them individually, or there is a deal if you buy both at the same time. And the proceeds of those do go to Lakeland College Foundation scholarships. So there's that. But Lakeland College has also graciously offered to, we work with elementary schools, and myself, or I'm sure Dr. Bullock or someone at Lakeland would love to come and read to students at elementary schools, or if you have a program such as a daycare center, we will come and do a reading, and oftentimes each student receives a free book courtesy of Lakeland College for that. So I'm happy if people want to reach out to me on that and schedule a time. I would love to work with people on that.
Wonderful. Josh, do you have anything else to add about student government, student life?
Yeah, one of the cool things, and I'm going to go back to Lisa's book, is I've had the chance to read it to some students, which is awesome. I'm blessed that I have the chance to read it to my own grandchildren who love it. So the High Five for Laker Louie has been a great resource. I'm so excited with Cheers for Laker Louie, the new book coming out. It's a great way for us to engage future Lakers to see what kind of an environment we have here and how much of a family environment we have at Lakeland College. So, to me, that's really exciting. And it reminds me, as we talked about, Lisa mentioned the past, that we've had our activity period for a long period of time and all the activities that we currently have going on, and really using our Laker Louie books to help engage that future generation of students. I'm reminded of several weeks ago when the past, present, and future all met up here at Lakeland College. And I'll tell you, Kyle, it was tense.
Well, actually, I did a little research coming into this, and I wanted to ask you if you knew what makes a joke a dad joke.
That's a really good question, Lisa. What makes a dad joke a dad joke?
When it becomes apparent.
I love it. Very well done.
I'll be here all day. Thank you very much.
You're just as bad as him. You've been listening to the Laker Advantage podcast, Insights and Sidebars with Dr. B.